welcome to the Transcendence podcast. And my name is Suaveh. And I want to start this off by saying that our thoughts are with Joe Biden and his family as they process the news of Joe's cancer. Prostate cancer is a disease that has been in my life, personally, for the entirety of it. And I would not wish that on someone even like Joe Biden, no matter how much I disagree with his politics and every decision that he's made in his life. That is not a disease. That is for the faint of heart. As we know, Joe Biden's cancer has metastasized and, like my father, has spread to his bones. My father passed away several years ago. So that is the future. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in to the Transcendence podcast. With me today are my wonderful co-hosts, the beacon of hope, Light.
Motherfucker, I'm struggling. My soul is a void, and you all are the demons that crawled out of it.
That might be
You're
true.
stuck here, but
That might be true. To the below me,
Hell,
the wonderful
hurt these
gamer
people.
who's playing games right now on her Twitch, which I don't have the bandwidth to show. Because I am uploading the episode 5 of The Empress of Darkness right now onto YouTube.
mm-hmm.
To Cisne, who also plays Amara on The Empress of Darkness.
Yep.
Damn,
Yep,
no
yep.
shout out. It feels good, man.
Oh yeah, that Light
Man, why
plays
the fuck
Micaiah.
do I have
forgot
no
about that.
shadow?
And technically, Mills is co-DM of The Empress of Darkness, in case I'm gone or something.
I
don't know.
actually was like, hey, so, I am free Monday.
We'll be here.
This Monday, I won't be here.
I know, but, I'm free. Just so you know.
Get a replace. We get a temporary NPC.
In the form of Mills. Perfect. Welcome to the Transcendence podcast, everyone. Does anybody have some things to say before we start off? How's everybody's week been since the last episode?
Yeah, shameless self-advertisement. If you want to play some D&D on Saturday nights, I'm offering. Just go look up my name on Roll20. It's $10 a
Shameless
seat.
plug.
Please.
I'm always here for shameless plugs, chat. Always here.
Please help my brother.
I'm an unemployed sad sack who needs some money. Please help. I apparently run a decent game.
He runs a great game. Don't let him sell himself short.
He's pretty good. He's fantastic. He is fantastic. Anybody else?
I'm currently playing in his game. He's very good. Don't let him sell you short.
I've only been present to a couple sessions, and I am a forever DM, so I don't actually get to, play D&D. But it seems like a fun time.
Not until I figure out Call of Cthulhu rules.
Never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn that too.
Cool. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we can get into this. Did you guys know Donald Trump is in a fucking feud with just random musicians at this point? Do you?
Yeah, definitely heard about that over the week. That was very, very amusing.
Do you guys remember Friday when Donald Trump posted? Has anyone noticed that since I said I hate Taylor Swift, she's no longer hot? He posted that on Truth Social on Friday.
Brother, you are nearly 80 years old. Why the hell are you calling a woman in her, God, how
Prime.
old is she now? She's
She's
late
30.
30s,
She's
early
30.
40s?
She's not that much older than
She's
She's
30?
like 35. She's like 35 or something. She's not that much older than us.
What the hell? Oh my god, it feels like she's been around forever.
She has, but
Oh my god,
she's-
because she was only 16 or 17 when she put out her first album.
she's literally 35, bro.
Taylor Swift is 35.
Yeah, she's
I
35.
hate
She doesn't turn
She's
it.
not
36
that
until
much
the
older
end
than
of the
us.
year.
I'm so pissed.
Yeah, no, she's not that much older than us. She's she's someone I
Damn.
probably would have seen at the high school when I'm in like junior high or
God
something, and
damn
be
it.
like, "Oh, she's pretty cool."
Taylor Swift, come on the podcast.
Or I'd be like,
Bro,
"Oh,
if
she's
Taylor
one of
Swift
them
come on the
country girls."
podcast,
Whatever.
I will. Never mind.
Look,
I almost said some wild shit,
Look,
and I had to think about
Taylor
what I was
Swift,
saying live.
you had a great album. You had a great album, Taylor Swift, but the album that Beyonce
Stop
had.
it! Stop it! You better cut it out.
Brother,
Also,
don't do that.
if Ye comes on the podcast, I would also be very happy.
Yay.
Not gonna lie, 'cause I have so many questions for Ye. Please,
What's going on,
come on the
man?
pod.
Are you okay? Just like genuinely, Yay. Are you okay? Do people ask you how you feeling?
That poor bastard is just like he's just crying. Anybody who will listen at this point, I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. Come
That's-
on,
he
bro.
is.
Come on the pod.
He
It's
is.
fine.
And I feel bad. I feel bad for a man that I don't really feel bad for him. He started saying all that shit about Nazis. I felt bad for him in like 2020 when he was just being a weirdo. Now I'm like, okay, now you're just saying crazy shit, doing the Donald Trump method
Bro,
to get attention.
he's just
Congratulations.
misunderstood.
I
He's
think that man
misunderstood.
just needs to be on some medication. All
He
right.
does. He
I
does.
mean,
He
everybody
does.
knows he needs to be on medication, but he knows he
Right.
needs to be on medication.
That
I don't.
is-
Does he though? Does he really?
I don't know.
I don't think he does.
Oh, I'm sure he knows. I
No,
think
I
he.
don't
know.
I
Really?
think he absolutely knows and stays off of it for the comedy of it. Because
You know,
what are
honestly,
you? Who's
part
going
of
to stop
me-
him?
Part of me really thinks he does not know that he needs to be on medication,
could be-
and
could
nobody
truly
in his
believe-
life has enough guts to tell him.
Could truly believe, like, yeah, no, I don't need that stuff because I got.
I mean, he does come
I
from
got
that
family,
generation.
Let's be honest. There's some Gen Xers that, yeah, you're not wrong. They were raised by millennials or fucking boomers, and they raised
Yeah.
millennials.
Millennials and boomers, or millennials and Gen X, are both raised by boomers to believe some crazy ass shit. Not all millennials, but you know, a lot of them.
Terrifying. And somehow both of my parents were boomers, and hi, here I am.
Both of my
Join-
parents were.
My dad keeps
Crazy.
trying to claim he's a Gen X, but he was born the last year of boomers, so
Yeah, no.
Listen, that's like me trying to claim I'm Gen Z, but I was born in '96. It's like, yeah,
Exactly. That's the same thing as me
I'm
being
a little,
like, I am
I'm
a
like right
millennial,
on the
but-
cusp, but like, hey
Yeah.
man, I don't. 96 is kind of that forgotten year that everybody's like, yeah, 95 is the end of millennials, and 97
You're
is
that
just,
bootstrap.
it's just.
I mean, I'm gonna be real
Years.
with you, bro. I'm gonna be so real with you. If you were born between the years of like 95 and 99, you are not you're not realistically a true Gen Z person.
You're
because
not.
you grew up before technology.
You did. That's how I feel. Like I grew up with the millennials. I remember VHS, bro.
I
Yeah.
do too.
Like
Yep.
we remember
when DVD
VHS.
was like brand fucking new, bro.
Yep.
Exactly. I remember when they came out with Blu-ray. I was like, "What is this newfangled technology?"
Exactly.
Man,
My
I grew up
fucking
in
kids
trees.
have a
I didn't discover
VCR
the internet
and-
until like 6th grade, so
I didn't get to have the full access. I didn't get to have full access to the internet until I was like 12.
again,
I
6th
think-
grade would have
let's
been
be
like 12,
clear.
13. So
I have to think because like I had.
I should not have been on Newgrounds at 13.
Oh, I definitely should have been on Newgrounds. I had YouTube on a laptop. I think I got my first laptop in 7th grade. But like I could
I
get
didn't have
on.
my own computer until I graduated high school.
I couldn't use the fucking thing. for
I
shit.
blue screened the family computer.
That sounds about
Bro.
right for you.
I blue screened the family computer after I took it apart, and it was no longer the
Dog.
family computer.
There was a point of time where we couldn't be on the phone and use our computer at the same
Yup,
fucking
I
time.
remember that too.
Dial up was
Oh.
a thing, bro.
I
See,
remember.
my family was too poor to afford dial-up when it was a thing.
Jesus.
Oh no,
I re-
brother, we didn't afford dial up. You remember the CDs that would give you 1,000 hours of AOL?
Oh my god!
Oh my
I remember
God.
that
yeah,
shit.
bitch. You know how many of those I had in my lifetime?
Oh
A lot.
my god! I remember when
Damn.
we moved off of dial-up to like the shitty cable internet, and it would still take hours to like patch Call of Duty when Black Ops came out.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
the first computer we
bro.
owned in our house was a dirty tan colored Mac. It was a Macintosh computer.
That's what my mom said.
That's
it
the
was, but
first computer
remember
I
the
owned
Dell.
in the house.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. Your parents fucked you when they got a Mac.
Yeah, bro, they brainwashed me. I told you, it's from a long line of fuckery. Okay, I'm
You
gonna
need to let
keep
it go.
buying it.
You need to let it
No,
go.
I'm not. I can't. My kids have
Brother,
iPads too, brother.
Brother,
I've already conformed
deprogram
to
it.
them.
Deprogram them.
No,
It's not
no.
easy.
Buddy,
do
I
it.
see
Pull
him
off the
getting the
Band-Aid.
new. No, what I see him doing is getting the new Xbox that's going to allow him to play Steam games, and that's what he'll end up doing.
Let's be
Yeah, I
honest,
already
that's
have
probably
it.
what
That's
I'm doing.
different.
I'm very
I'm gonna
much
say
going
that's
to
That's
do
completely
it.
absolutely
different,
what I'm
though.
doing.
Because that's not, you're not tied to fucking Apple's shitty ass technology by buying an Xbox.
Let's be clear. The only reason I would buy an Apple is because I want a computer that is strictly for video editing, and maybe writing. Maybe.
Nope,
I
don't know how much I like.
PC.
But like, I
I
just get
got
a new
4
PC.
terabyte.
But bro, I can send
solid
stuff from
state
my phone to
drive,
my
so-
laptop with no problem. I just kind of slide it across the thing, and it's just there. It's so great.
I just press a couple buttons and
No, who
it
fucking
does the exact
cares?
same thing through OneDrive.
Yeah, literally.
Like the
It's just a
exact
fucking
same
cloud
thing.
service, bitch. It's the same thing.
I can get my text messages.
Samsung fucking does it better anyway. Android does that shit 10 times fucking easier.
I mean, yeah, we already know that. Shut up.
Makes
Let
me
it go.
sad.
It's okay.
Fucking
The only-
Android, literally everything about Android has been better for like 10 years.
Yes.
I was gonna say the only thing that Apple has is a UI, but even now I'm like, I don't know if they have a
No,
UI
Apple's
anymore.
UI is
No.
fucking garbage, bro.
Like, I don't know if they have a. That tells you I haven't had a fucking Apple since the iPhone 5, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the iPhone 5, I was like,
Like, look,
it's
look,
pretty
look,
cool.
look, here's the thing.
Five?
A
Here's the thing,
5.
though. My fucking cousins up in Connecticut all have iPhones. I look at their phones and it gives me a fucking headache. I'm looking at the UI like this shit sucks. I wanna kill myself.
Whenever I'm at work and like I just tell someone I have a book because I put that fucking QR code just on my phone and they're like, how do I do that? Because it's all old people that have fucking iPhones. It's all the old people.
Yeah.
How do I get to my camera? And I'm like, I don't fucking know,
Well,
lady. You
there
have
you
all
go.
of your
Fucking
apps just kind of
dinosaur.
laid out on your damn 8 pages of apps. So where's your camera?
I'm just saying.
Or
First
you
of
go
all-
to the really old people with the web browsers that have so many sublinks that it's like you might have
my
2
mom was like
inches-
that, bro.
2 inches of screen to scroll through because you had all of these extra quick bars or whatever at the top.
It literally could people older than like 55 a lot of the times will just complain that their phones are being fucking
They're
slower
slow,
than
and
shit.
I'm like, you.
And then you open up their browser, you open up their like
Hey,
their apps, and it's like, oh god, everything's on all at once.
I
Yeah.
feel like you're calling my grandma out, and I gotta lie. I gotta with that. 'Cause she
Hey,
on
bro, my
ass.
mom was like that when she was alive too. All right,
Bro, she
ruined her
called
phone.
me. She calls me every other week. Baby, my phone been running slow. I just don't understand. Can you come help your grandma out, please?
Does she have
Grandma,
short
did you
hair?
turn your stuff off?
Does she
Of
have like
course she
short-
does.
Yeah, I could see her too.
Yeah,
I could see her.
Bro, my grandma
sorry.
got it. My grandma is like 5'6".
I can see.
She's a little bit lighter than me with a low cut, but she
Yo.
looks like me.
I can see her, bro. I can see. I can see
Yeah,
her grandmother.
dog. I'm
just,
like,
baby, I need help.
Grandma back
The
shots.
phone being a little. Goddamn.
dog,
Ah.
it's being so stupid. Just help me out, please.
Like
I'm
there
like,
ain't
Grandma.
nobody who's been nicer to me as a little white boy in my life than old black women. All right.
Bro, because old black women love fucking little white boys because they just want to love on them and treat them right and make them grow up to understand that black people ain't bad. We cool. It's not that. It's
Mhm.
not. It's all right.
It's a historical thing. Black women have been
It's like,
taking care of white babies
we
for a
won't eat
long
you.
time.
It's like I don't want to speak
Brother.
ill of my parents to a point on this podcast, but I was raised at a young age like don't bring black boys home.
And 2 of the people
You can
you
be
talk
friends
with
with them,
also
that's
black
fine.
people.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
no! Hold on, wait. To be fair,
They're like don't bring
so
black
was
boys
my
home.
ex-wife.
But as I got
yeah.
older, and I just didn't care anymore. They didn't care who I brought home anymore. They just wanted me to be happy. But it was just like, for the longest time, all the way through high school, you better not marry a black man. I'm like,
My
motherfucker.
ex-wife's grandfather called her and said, "Are you really marrying a black guy?"
Oh
The first thing he didn't know my name. He had never seen my face. He had never even heard me fucking speak.
He had heard that you were a black man.
He heard I was black and called her and said, "Excuse me, hold on. What's going on here? Are you okay?"
Because
Blink
they
twice,
literally
you
come
need
from a
help.
different time. That's
Dog.
Like,
Blink
literally.
twice,
Do
need
you
help.
know? Do you know when me and him finally were able to like have a real conversation to see eye to eye? It was a year before me and Kristen split up.
That
Damn.
sucks.
Damn.
He didn't know we were splitting, but for the 8 years we were together,
My mom was alive
7
for
of them.
5 years when interracial marriage was finally like allowed legally. She was 5 years old, my mother. So yeah, they are from a different
dog.
time.
Yeah, they really from a different time, dog.
My mother was born in 1963 in November. That is literally over 60 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
That is almost
for my mom.
Almost 2 times my fucking age.
And think about it,
That's
chat.
crazy.
I'm a black man.
Wait.
That means my dad is black.
Wait, your mom was older than my dad?
My mom was 35 years old when she had me.
My mom was 34 when she had me, bro. What the fuck?
My
Yeah.
mom was 26
Hey,
when
Suave,
she
you
had
my,
me. So yeah.
Suave, you my
Did
older
y'all
brother,
just
bro?
become best friends?
might
Like, what the
be.
fuck?
But my mom's
Damn,
alive still.
Shit.
Are y'all
Follow
twins?
you. We can share. She shared with my brothers and sisters, so we can share. She's used to that.
Lord.
You're gonna adopt more kids, yep.
Alright, I'll come
Yeah,
by for
used to it.
Thanksgiving this year.
The fact that my grandma is barely older than both of y'all mothers is crazy.
My father was born in 1951.
Yeah, my dad was born.
No, he was born in
would've
52.
been,
My mom was born in 61. So my mom was.
He died when he was 64, and that was in 2021. So that would have been.
I want to say dad was born in 65 or something like
I'm
that.
gonna fucking
Or
forget that year.
64.
Why do I always do this? It
I
doesn't
think
matter.
my dad was born in 50 something.
Different time.
Your
bro.
parents were old.
Literally a different time. Like it's
Yeah.
really crazy to think
Bro.
about.
That's crazy.
Like-
I think that's why my concept of like people's ages doesn't really mean anything to me, because y'all talking about y'all parents. My grandma just is turning 67 this year.
Yeah.
My mom
Yeah,
is
my dad. I
my
think my dad
mother
just
is
turned
turning
60.
47 this year.
Yeah. it-
My,
my
my
mom
dad
would've been
either
60
just turned 59 or he turned 60 like a couple weeks ago. On
My
Mother's
dad
Day.
would have been 68 in 2 months.
Yeah,
So that means
60.
he was born in what?
60. Bro,
57.
That's crazy.
My dad was born in 57. Not my biological father, mind you, but he was the
Yeah.
he was my mom's best friend, so he was my dad because he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my dad was born in 57. My mom was born in 63.
Bro. Yeah, my mom was born in 78.
And then like we're thinking about Donald Trump and like we wonder why he says all this crazy shit about fucking Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he was
and
born
Bruce
in, like, the
Lee. He was
fucking
born in- He
40s,
was born in
bro.
like fucking
That's what I'm
1930.
saying.
Like this dude is ancient, bro. Like
He's ancient and he wants whites back in power.
it.
As
Because
brings
when he
in
was growing up, that's what it was.
South Africans over here. White South Africans.
Like that's we're kicking out people of color, and which he did deport another I believe it was like 11 people to like South Sudan, which is a country in civil war. Don't know why he'd deport a bunch of people who are not from South Sudan to South Sudan. That's not called deportation, by the way. That's called human trafficking. Deportation is when you take them to their country of origin. I would really like to deport these Europeans. Let's send Donald Trump back to where he's from. Never mind.
Take Melania too.
You can deport Elon. He's not from here.
Yeah, Elon. Like,
Can we deport me? I'll go back to where I came from. I don't give a shit.
Brother,
Give
you
me
are
if I
from
knew-
the U.S.
if I knew,
you
like,
know.
here's the thing: if I knew where I was from, that'd be fantastic. But like, I have to do a DNA test, and that's like not necessarily
Bitch, I'm
100%
not gonna
accurate.
my
It's
DNA
not
on my ass.
necessarily.
Sam, my family can trace all the way back to the Mayflower. We've been here.
Well, my family can trace back to the Hancocks who came in like the 1600s. That's not the problem. Like I can trace back to the slaves that arrived in the 1700s. That's not the problem. Where the slaves come from is the problem. Because nobody writes that shit down.
Bro, they don't fucking know. That's what I'm
They-
saying. Like
they
my
didn't-
kid's mom, she can date all the way back to Mary Queen of Scots.
Yeah,
That's a real thing.
I can too on my
Mhm.
mom's side. It's crazy how I can do that. I can too on that fucking enslaver side that I talked about last fucking week. With my great grandmother. I can too. Go all the way back to that motherfucking, I think it was one of the kings of France, King Louis or something. Like, I can do all that shit. But
For them.
for them. Not for me. Not for what I look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dog. I tell people all the time. I don't know. I don't know where these people from. I know my dad's people are from the Caribbean.
It's
now,
like when
beyond that, take a shot.
it's like when black people from the UK are like, "Where are you from?" My family is from this place in Africa, and we're like, I don't know, man. My family's been here for 400
They don't
years,
teach
and
that shit here?
was literally whipped out
Not
of us.
by-
Quite literally whipped out of us. So I don't know.
Also, was not by choice.
What
We didn't
was-
ask to come here.
Wasn't by choice. No, like it's
They may not even know what this place they came from actually is.
look, they've had a different name for it, I bet. Who knows what they called it? We know what the colonizers called it. But no, it's, and imagine this all started because we were talking about Donald Trump posting an AI video of "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey, and then posting a video of him hitting Bruce Springsteen with a golf ball. That's because I wanted to talk about that, and then we started talking about colonialism. I love that.
It's funny because the farthest that anyone
Tay-Tay
can trace
turned
my
into some
family back to
bullshit.
is like some random old money family on the East Coast. On grandma's side too.
Interesting.
Yeah, apparently the story goes that she ran away to be with grandpa, and so her family cut her off, and grandpa's a piece of shit.
Oof.
Yeah, go on Ancestry or something. Family search. There's a story there. I guarantee it. I found several grandfathers that are just like, yep, that's my other family, by the way. On both sides.
Oh
Both
yeah, no, we've been in
sides.
contact. My family's been in contact with granddad's other family. They live in like
It's-
Maine.
Oh, my other family was in the town I grew up with. I knew my other uncle. I knew him, my uncle. Grew up with that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's very interesting. But I want to move on to a thing. There are some Southern California conservatives rallying behind a school board member who's a racist and likes to say the N-word. We're going to go over to the Voice of OC, and this is a bit of a article. I do not care for the name. It's called "Why Did a South OC School Board Member, Orange County School Board Member, Say the N-word?" It doesn't matter why she said it. It doesn't matter why she said it. So they're talking about a book called James. It is a reimagining of Mark Twain's novel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And it follows the perspective of Jim, the enslaved man who accompanies Huck Finn down the Mississippi River. And at this March 12th meeting, so this is a couple months ago, Capistrano Unified School Board member Judy Buluckus spoke in support of teaching the book by Percival Everett to advance 11th grade English students after it was recommended. I'm going to say word Twitch TV. This is a word that I can say because it is my history. And I am also quoting from something that somebody else said. It just shows him, not as some dumb nigger, but a very smart and compassionate real person, Bullock said during the meeting. This is a woman
That's
who
what I'm saying.
said the whole fucking thing in a
You
public
just said it was
school
fucking
board
coming, and
meeting.
I still had the fucking confused Pikachu face, bro. Like,
Bro, that's
This-
what I'm saying.
This is a
Like,
woman who's
dog.
saying, "I support this book because it shows him as not smart, upstanding black man." That's still a microaggression, but like better, I guess. Nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, you literally fucking said a slur." But no, you're just gonna
But she was
say it
talking
outright.
about the book.
That's what the board says in their defense of her. She was
Exactly.
supporting the book. Why are you mad? Why did
Because
she
she
say
said
it?
a fucking word.
Why
that's
did she have to say it?
That's historically meant to degrade a whole fucking group of people.
Mhm.
Followed up by, but a very smart. He's not just some dumb N-word with the hard ER, but a very smart, compassionate, real person. So that you have to qualify us as compassionate, real people and smart.
Damn,
Ooh,
we already
thanks.
didn't even count as a whole person. Now we can't even be compassionate. Shit.
So I'll play very slight devil's advocate here. The tiniest bit of devil's advocate I could do is that in context for what her might have been going through her mind in that moment, yes, she said something very wrong, but I think she meant it from the perspective of how these books were written back in the day,
I can see it.
of,
Sure.
of the portrayal of black people.
Yeah.
But that's like the only way I could see where she's coming from, even like a half decent place.
Even then, you're in a
You
public
You don't have to
place.
use the word. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
exactly.
In a
No,
school board
that's-
meeting. In a public school board meeting. There's
somebody
just
didn't hit her in the back of the head with a chair, bro.
Dog,
I mean,
I'm
there
telling
was
you,
if
she
I
just
remember
did it in the
correctly.
South, I guarantee you.
If I remember correctly, the place was basically like they emptied the place out afterwards to continue voting because like she caused quite an uproar during the thing. If I remember the
Oh,
story
I would have tossed the
completely
middle
correctly.
chair like we're in a fucking 2000 nightclub. Like, fuck.
In defense, one of the other board members, Gila Jones, says she does not approve of the use of the N-word, adding that Buluckus did not use the word as an epithet, but in the context of a discussion about a book where the N-word is used often. Okay. Did you have to say it though? Did you have to say it though? You could say like it uses a word that is it uses language that historically has been very charged and still is very charged to this day. And we need kids to learn about this language so they understand why it's you didn't say all that bullshit, you just said the word.
I'm terribly sorry a good discussion ended on a very bad note based on my indiscretion. Excuse me?
Indiscretion. We're calling that indiscretion.
Hey, brother, that's what she said.
Like, I would have just been like, look, I fucked up. My B. I'm gonna try and do better. Please hold me accountable.
There's not much to say about that. Like there
No.
literally isn't. You just don't have to say it. It was unnecessary.
Mhm.
Like one of the quotes here, I don't know who it's from. I believe it's from, if I read here, it's from Shireen Smith, a former principal and teacher in the district who was at Wednesday's meeting. She said, "You could hear the oxygen, the air, the oxygen go out of the room. I can only imagine how students of color feel, especially hearing that a board member who is elected to represent the community and look out for them use the word in such an egregious way. It was unnecessary. She didn't have to say it." That's like the simple fact of the matter. It was unnecessary, and she didn't have to say it. But people are gonna defend her anyway.
But she's a white woman.
Because she's a white woman. It's really sad that this isn't the only time that like the N-word that was said the past couple months by like public figures. There was another one, I don't know if I put it down, but there was another one that I was reading about that was basically the same thing. Someone said it and people defended them about it. And it's like, why did they need to say it? There was last.
I mean, if you want the realistic reason why it's, especially in the last few months, has been more common, it's because this shit never really went away. Because the people who were saying it back in the 50s and 60s taught their kids and said it around their kids like it was nothing. And then in like the 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they got yelled at for saying it because it was, never okay. But people started to really get conscious about it. Then, everybody fucking stopped saying it and you got fucking crucified if you did for 20 years. And now,
we've got
decades fucking later, like goddamn 60, 70 years later, we're back to a point where someone has taken power in this country who is essentially endorsed by all of these fucking awful, bigoted people who now feel it's their right to be able to express themselves in that way again. That never fucking ever went away. Because guess what? The people who fucking said that word and meant it back in that day as young
Are the
people
that are in charge.
Yeah, or the people that are in charge now and the people who have all the fucking money now.
What did I say last week about Jerry Jones being in that picture of the Little Rock Nine?
Exactly.
He's in the picture. Like literally in the picture. Just right there.
We have pictures of Donald Trump at parties with Jeffrey Epstein, one of the worst fucking human traffickers of the modern day.
Donald Trump is trying to take that number from him by human trafficking all these people to El Salvador and South Sudan and other places that are willing to act inhumane towards people.
Willing to let's call it what it is. Willing to sponsor death camps.
Yeah, willing to sponsor death camps. Like we're not. We have to remember Auschwitz wasn't in Germany proper. They didn't start, actually putting the Jewish people in gas chambers until the war was well underway, because they just did the easy thing first and took them out back and shot them. They would put them in mass graves and shoot them all. They would line them up, man, woman, and child. Whether or not the child and the woman and the man were screaming and crying for mercy, they took them and shot them, because that is reality. In a dictatorship, in a fascist dictatorship, that is reality. And that's what we're heading towards, America. Unless you course correct now.
They did it in the time of the scary mustache man. They did it in the time of Mussolini. They did it in the time of Stalin. Now it's happening again here.
I don't want to get called a Nazi again. It was not fun.
America is where the Nazis got their ideas from. America is worse than the Nazis, and they always have been, because they built themselves off of the extermination and enslavement of two separate peoples, Africans and Native Americans. America's worse than the Nazis. We have a much longer history of human rights abuses than the Nazis. We just have better PR. We have better PR. We had presidents like Teddy Roosevelt, who are literal warmongers and literal imperialists. But because he said words like walk softly and carry a big stick, I still think that's kind of fucking cool. Bull Moose Party? That's kind of fucking cool. We need someone like a Bull Moose to like fucking get in there. I don't think any man in power can do that, though. I'm saying man very specifically. I don't think any man in power can be a Bull Moose.
No.
But that's not to speak of the women. But let's talk about another man in power. Let's talk about how RFK Jr. says that we shouldn't take his medical advice when talking about vaccines and other stuff. So last week, literally 7 days ago, RFK Jr. was talking to Congress, one of the committees, and he said, shouldn't take his medical advice. Shouldn't take medical advice from the Director of Health and Human Services.
Well, it's almost like he's not a doctor.
Yeah, he's not a doctor. That's very interesting. That's a good point, Mike. My opinions
it's almost
about...
like he's not a trained medical professional.
My opinions about vaccines are irrelevant.
Yeah, but say it. It's not like he went to medical school for 10 years, practiced for dozens more, and then became the head of Health and Human Services. He's just some random fucking rich white guy that swaps sides.
You could argue that he's a pretty decent environmental lawyer. You could argue that, but he hasn't. I don't think he's tried a case in 20 years. So
why? Because the man is fucking insane.
He's got a brain worm dead in his skull. Like,
This motherfucker
he's
has
got
the
a
goddamn
worm.
equivalent of a dead mind flayer tadpole in his brain, guys.
Motherfucker, this dude destroyed the mind flayer tadpole. He killed it. His brain was so rancid, it's dead now. The Olympiad said, "Fuck,
Jesus.
fuck you."
All right, well, one of our next toms has to be RK Junior.
Oh my
With
God.
an int score of 8, bro. Wisdom. I might also move that wisdom to an 8 too, and just put that charisma all the way up because that's.
Dog, this
I don't even think
motherfucker
it's
took his
charisma.
grandchildren fucking swimming in a toxic river.
Telling
That
you,
may
dude.
also have more worms in it. Like,
And you want to know why in his like fucking addled old person brain that he thought that was okay? Because what he remembers as a child is waters like that being perfectly fucking fine to go swimming in.
Because they were.
Perfectly
for the
fucking
most
safe.
part, they kind of were. I mean, there was still a lot of pollution back then, so like they probably weren't. But like for the most part, in a lot of places, they
people just
were.
didn't know about it. Yeah, people just didn't know about all the pollutants that were happening back in his day. So like he just
Bro,
fucking like
We was
he's
drinking
just a
out of.
senile bastard.
I was drinking out the hose outside, bro. I'm
Mhm.
fine. Who cares?
I
can survive anything.
Motherfucker, that's still filtered. Shut your ass up.
It literally, it
I
is.
don't know.
lead
Not
line,
that one.
no.
It's
still
sewer
red
water, but
line
like
in
it's
houses.
That's still
I don't know how
clean.
long I don't know how long.
Lead
it's
Yeah, the
been.
line.
water is clean, but it's
houses.
bullshit. We definitely shouldn't have been drinking that shit.
No.
Oh yeah,
Mm-mm.
no, you shouldn't be drinking tap water of any fucking kind.
I don't know. St. Louis tap water pretty good.
That
And then
don't mean
there's
it's good for you.
Europeans who are
Oh,
like,
no,
you
it's- I
guys can't drink tap water in America,
No.
and it's
You
like,
definitely shouldn't
no,
drink that shit.
that's how you get fucking H. pylori. What the fuck? I don't
Yeah,
want
they'll
fucking H.
just get sick.
pylori. I'm literally okay. I'm good. No.
There's a reason why water filtration containers are such a big fucking thing here in the States. When they're not, I don't believe they're a thing really anywhere else.
Fucking Brita filters, bro. Them shits is big here.
Bro, I love Brita.
Exactly. We got 2 of them in the fucking house. One of them's in the fridge.
I was gonna
one of
say,
them's in
bro,
his
I
room.
would marry my fucking Brita. It's my shit.
I love it. I fuck with it. But let's move on to how New Jersey fucking sucks.
Motherfucker, I lived there for like 10 years. Of course they suck.
They suck even more
Amazing.
now
Jersey.
How the
Because-
fucking Jersey suck even more?
because they are arresting Democratic representatives for visiting ICE facilities on trumped up charges of insulting and impeding and interfering with law enforcement. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that'll
Democratic
make it worse.
rep LaMonica McIver has been charged after visiting an ICE facility in New Jersey. Apparently, she was assaulting and impeding and interfering with law enforcement.
Press X to doubt.
I've been spamming that button for fucking years at this point. Just X, 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 X. I play on PC, so it's F.
Press X to Jason.
So
You
we
still got an
have
X key, dog.
Jason.
we also have the Democratic mayor of Newark getting arrested and charged with trespassing as well. So this is a bit of a scandal, folks. I don't know exactly what happened. They let's see. The mayor while Haba, they're talking about Alina Haba, a former Trump lawyer, claims the mayor ignored multiple warnings to remove himself from the ICE detention center. Baraka soon after told NBC's leading Jen Paskey, after they finally told us to leave and I told them I was leaving, they came outside the gate and arrested me. So it looked like it was targeted. Haba also announced Monday that the charges against Mayor Baraka would be dropped. So like, and then it moves on to say, just as notable, however, was the involvement of 3 House Democratic lawmakers from New Jersey, Bonnie Watson Coleman, Rob Menendez, and aforementioned McIver, who said in a statement they were met with contempt, disrespect, and aggression from ICE while they were conducting oversight. A day later, a spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security accused the members of Congress of having assaulted ICE officers and suggested criminal charges were a distinct possibility. Evidently, this was not meaningless posturing. Congressional Republicans seem to have, on Capitol Hill, sided with ICE over their colleagues and have been exploring a range of possible punishments for the Democratic trio, ranging from censure to a loss of committee assignments. Kristen Noem went on further during the Capitol testimony, telling lawmakers the Democratic members in question don't deserve to be in the House. If Barack Obama
can I just
had
say
done
what
this,
ICE actually is, by the way?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to know what they are? What history will call ICE?
Yes. I mean, I
the
do.
U.S. is KGB.
Yeah, they're more.
That's
of US
exactly
as
what the
Gestapo.
history book. Same
yeah.
thing. They're
Yeah.
basically the same they're the same idea, right? The reason why people call it the U.S. KGB is because that's the most recent one in history that's famous.
KGB is more like our CIA, to be honest. CIA is way more prolific than even KGB could be right now. Like they're
Oh yeah.
But like the ICE is literally just the Gestapo. Like the Gestapo were Germany's interior like enforcement arm of their like executive power. Like that's what ICE is right now. So that's KGB is the CIA, which they can do stuff internally. They're not supposed to, but they can. So you have all of this, and Habeas asserting no one is above the law, politicians or otherwise, while Donald Trump just kind of sits in the background looking like Jabba the Hutt.
Being charged with what at just 34 felonies and counting.
34 felonies, insurrection,
was
lying,
impeached twice.
Impeachments,
He's
pending.
still being impeached.
That didn't. He took that impeachment. They never went through with that. The guy that brought those forward, so that didn't happen.
There's several
unfortunately
going at the same time.
But the most recent one, Democrats told him not to, and he listened to them, which we talked about last week, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, they're looking to charge him to impeach him, but until they actually do, I don't give a fuck. It's the same way I feel about like any Democrat who's like, yeah, we're doing this. When I talked about Chuck Grassley or whatever his name was the other week. Yeah, you're saying a lot of shit on Twitter and a lot of shit on Threads and a lot of shit on Instagram and Facebook, but you're not actually like you're just doing Instagram and Facebook. I don't give a fuck. Go do something. Go like actually bring forth like charges or something. Go fucking go get in your committee hearing and make sure you're actually asking the questions that make sure we get the answers that we fucking need as the American people who are, literally paying you our tax dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure we get the answers that we need. But you're not going to do that. You're still making your money off of all this. You still get your insider trading shit. Like that's
Which we need to be prosecuting that shit too. Like they should not be able to hold office. Period. Like hold them accountable for that crap.
like it. Like I just representative, stop fucking talking on Twitter. I don't care. I don't care. Go fucking pass a bill. Go fucking introduce a bill. Go fucking actually do a damn filibuster for like a week. Go fucking do something. Put something together so the Republicans actually can't do anything. Like actually be an obstructionist party. If the Republicans are gonna do that shit to us during normal times in America, when like we're actually doing good and we're not trying to fucking traffic people all across the world into concentration camps. If the Republicans can do that with just because we elected a black guy, you can do it to the guy who's literally a fascist who wants to fucking like put people in concentration camps. You could do that too. You can do it.
But it's hard.
life is hard. Welcome to politics.
Mhm.
It wasn't fucking easy for Gaius Marius to do anything, and he still died doing what he thought was right. He might have been a coward at the end, but he was also like an 80-year-old man, which is really weird that the Romans also trusted an 80-year-old man to lead them to like glory, and he took the power for himself anyway and made a bunch of Romans mad. It's very interesting. I'm just saying. And that Sulla guy is the only guy who really was like, yeah, I took the power for Rome and left. Because I don't fucking like Rome that much, honestly, because y'all kind of fucked me and Gaius Marius at the end of our lives. It's very interesting how that happened in history. We skipped past the Gaius Marius stage right now. We had, you know, the two brothers, the Caius Gracchus and Tiberius Gracchus that were assassinated. We had those two in the Kennedys. We're just going straight to Caesar, guys. I hope you realize that. We're going straight to Caesar and Pompey. This is where it's going. There will be two motherfuckers. I guarantee it. Elon Musk is already out. So who's gonna win? Stephen Miller or Donald Trump? The white supremacist or the white supremacist? We'll see. I think the last thing we're gonna really be talking about, other than the Pentagon accepting the $400 million bribe from Qatar, is that Kristi Noem purposefully lied about what habeas corpus is. She knows what habeas corpus is. She knows that it is Latin for that you have the body and sums up the fundamental right, the fundamental legal right that ensures that no one can be imprisoned indefinitely without valid legal jurisdiction, like justification. She knows that what habeas corpus is. She's lying when she says that it is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their rights. That's not what habeas corpus is. Habeas corpus is the opposite. It's telling the government, it's telling Trump that he can't do that. That he can't do that.
But I'm the president. I can do whatever I want.
Bitch, shut up.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is all that bullet had to be was like about 3 inches to the right.
Just saying.
Could be living in a better timeline today.
At this point, I'm just starting to believe that motherfucker missed on purpose.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Wasn't even trying.
Head that big? Holy
Wasn't
fuck.
even trying, bro.
Alright, I'll be back in a moment.
Good. I am going to play this video of Kristi Noem lying. Apparently, fucking Threads doesn't let you pause their shit, and I still hate that. That's so stupid.
Threads is...
Well, habeas. So, Secretary Noem, what
I'm not
is
getting
habeas
that
corpus?
either.
Well, habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their right
let me stop you, ma'am.
suspend their
Habeas
right to.
corpus, excuse me, that's incorrect.
President
Habeas
Lincoln
corpus,
used it.
Excuse me. Habeas corpus is the legal principle that requires that the government provide a public reason for detaining and imprisoning people. If not for that protection, the government could simply arrest people, including American citizens, and hold them indefinitely for no reason. Habeas corpus is the foundational right that separates free societies like America from police states like North Korea. As a senator from the Live Free or Die state, this matters a lot to me and my constituents and to all Americans. So, Secretary Noem, do you support the core protection that habeas corpus provides, that the government must provide a public reason in order to detain and imprison someone?
Yeah, I support habeas corpus. I also recognize that the President of the United States has the authority under the Constitution to decide if it should be suspended or not.
It has never
Let
been,
us be clear, though,
it
that
has
this
never
president...
been done. It has never been done without approval of Congress. Even Abraham Lincoln got retroactive approval from Congress. So, Secretary,
I think that the last point is the most important point to note about habeas corpus. Kristi Noem tries to say, It's the president who gets to decide whether habeas corpus exists. It's not the president who gets to decide that. Just like it's not the president who gets to decide whether or not we go to war. Congress gets to decide that. A group of people gets to decide whether or not we suspend a group of people's rights. Not one man.
Right.
That's how the fucking founders set it up on purpose. These fucking newfangled nuclear bombs we got really messed up the order of operations, you could call it, of how the structure of the United States is supposed to work. And I get it. You can't call Congress in and be like, hey, we got 4 minutes to decide whether or not we launch these nukes. Can't do that. I understand. You got to call like the fucking the select committee or whatever. That's like the minority leader, the Speaker of the House, the fucking minority leader of the Senate. I don't remember. It's basically like the important people of the places though. It still takes more than one person to be like, hey, we want to launch these nukes though. The president gets the final say, but the other people get to go, that's not a good idea, Mr. President. I think that's a false flag, Mr. President. I don't think that's right, Mr. President. We don't actually have that with Donald Trump anymore because he got rid of the people.
But I want to blow it up. It's fine.
Well, I called you here because I know that it's a hurricane heading for the coast of Florida. But if I do this, maybe I can get it to go just off course enough that it misses my golf course.
Yeah.
Like, bro. This man is exactly why. Exactly why. Thank you. Exactly why.
America great again.
The founders were like, we don't want one person deciding whether or not we all go to war. Because they know what happens. Like they fucking studied history. The founders were very educated men, by the way. Like all of them were very educated men. They studied Rome, they studied Greece, they studied fucking like European history, they studied what Asian history they had, and they knew giving power to one man to make every decision doesn't work out for everybody. It works out bad for most people. And that's why, like, when people say, when Donald Trump's people say, like, the president has the power to do this and this and this, and it's like, he doesn't. He doesn't have that power, and it's actually, like, in the Constitution it says he doesn't have that power, but you just keep making these cases about times where the president was given the power to do this, and it's like, that's not happening, though. Like, we're not in the War of 1812. We're not being attacked by anybody. We're not in a war right now. We're not being invaded. It's not 1780,
home invasion,
1791 or whatever it was. That's not it. That's not it. There's no migrant caravan that was at the border. That was a lie made up to sell fucking votes. What now? What happened? Why did we stop talking about all the people that were trying to cross the Texas border once everything happened? Why is that no longer national news? Because that was a fucking voting strategy by the Republicans to get their voters excited to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Hate gets people to vote more than anything.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Fear gets people to vote more than anything. But the fear of losing human rights is abstract. Until, like, you actually need that human right, you don't notice that it's gone. Like,
No.
That's kind of why I keep saying, we have the right to free speech until they come for me.
Yep.
Because I'm going to keep saying the shit I have to say, because that's what I was put here on this earth to do, is to say the shit that I have to say. I'm a fucking writer. So I'm going to write the shit down, and I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk my shit. And if that gets me in trouble, then so be it. Cicero, the man, like one of the people I look up to most in history, had his tongue plastered to the Roman Forum, to the rostrum. I look up to that. If you're so afraid of my tongue, so afraid of the things that I can say that you have to kill me and pin my tongue up on the rostrum as a we got him, good. My words will live forever then. Just like Cicero's did. I don't think we have much more to talk about now. We're going to move on to our last little bit. We already talked about how Trump is feuding with Bruce Springsteen. He also called for an investigation, I believe, into Springsteen, Beyonce, and Taylor Swift. I know he's been mad at Taylor Swift ever since she like proved that he's horrible at like everything he does, and he's just like a hateful person. So he's just been mad at Taylor Swift ever since she went against him in the last election. So President Trump has called for a major investigation into celebrities who aided Kamala Harris. It's like when you try to overthrow an election and they're like, hey man, we gotta charge you. You tried to overthrow an election, and then you are crying to people and you're like, hey man, they're persecuting me. I didn't do anything wrong. I just wanted to be president longer. And then you're like, then the people that follow you and believed you anyway and like never and thought you deserved to be president, they're like, yeah, that's our guy. He never would do anything wrong. And if he did do something wrong, he deserved to do it. It was right, actually. I think that's like a fascist, like an actual fascist like list. It starts off, he didn't say it. He said it, but didn't mean it. He said it, meant it, but it wasn't what you thought it meant. He said it, meant it, it was what it thought it meant, and he fuck you. But like, this is a man who's so fucking obsessed with a political enemy that he supposedly beat, right? He won, and she said, all right, he won, and he is still going to investigate people that helped her? Saying that their appearances were illegal contributions to her campaign when everybody that he had on, Kid Rock, all the white supremacists and Christian nationalists that he has speak for him, RFK, Elon, they're not illegal campaign contributions? Interesting.
I don't know, man.
You could, and you might ask, like, why does it matter that he's saying this stuff? Well, he spent the last 4 years crying about political persecution. He's now in charge.
He like that they rigged the elections this time around multiple times on national television.
He has multiple times come out saying that like Elon helped him win, but I don't care that much. I do that like there's enough weird shit that happens in elections anyway that I don't. This was a weird election. I think he did rig it. I will say that. But it's not, I don't think it matters at this point. I don't think it changes anything, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't think anybody's ever going to come and be like, yeah, he rigged it, so let's take this away from him in 3 months. That's not going to happen. Please, U.S. Congress, prove me wrong once. In 2019, in 2020, I said he's not going to leave. I was proven right. And also in 2020, I said that he's going to try to run for a third term. So far, I'm still right. He's not. He's making it sure seem like he wants to run for a third term. He keeps saying stuff that makes it seem like he wants to run for a third term. So very odd.
You'll never vote again.
Won't be a term if he's president for life, chat.
Yeah.
Won't be a third term if he's president for life. So, like, where does it head? Do you Republicans who are like, yeah, we love America, we're Americans, do you agree
Draw the line.
with a president for life? Like, do you just want a king again? Like, truly, do you just want a king again? Do you think the revolution was a mistake, or do you think, like, somewhere along the line something got mixed up and this isn't actually what America was supposed to be? It wasn't supposed to be a melting pot of many cultures and people working together to make for a single common goal of a great country. It's not that. It's a place for only white Christian people, where only white Christian men can be in positions of power. Is that the place you think it is? Because that's what Elon Musk and that's what, like, Peter Thiel and that's what J.D. Vance and Donald Trump and like all of them, that's what they think. That's what Stephen Miller thinks. Do you agree with them? I assume you have to. I have to assume you agree with them because you vote for them. At least a little bit. Because, like, that's something that I would never... If a motherfucker came out and was like, I want to make sure all of these people are kicked out of this country that we have, I'd go, I wouldn't vote for you. Why would you say that? Why don't they belong here? They have a place here as much as you do. I wouldn't vote for a Democrat if they switched their tone on like abortion or legal marijuana or like literally anything that Democrats are known for. If Democrats started talking about like, yeah, we need to get rid of Medicare and Medicaid, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Your guys literally campaign on that and like so often lie to you that that's not what they're doing. And like, do you not remember their ads? Do you not remember what they're saying when they're in speeches? Like, they're literally telling you we're gonna get rid of your Medicaid. Like, we're gonna cut Medicaid. They literally said that. It was in Project 2025. It was in Agenda 47.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
But he didn't have anything to do with that. See, he said he didn't have anything to do with it.
Agenda 47 was his videos. I'm not talking to you, like, but like Agenda 47 was him saying, we're going to do this. It's going to be big, wonderful, and beautiful. And below you'll find a 10-step plan where I lay all of this out. And he goes on to talk about some of the shit that they literally did that. And you look at it and it's like word for word Project 2025. And they still say, no, that's not ours. I don't get it. I don't get how you can worship this man. Because I don't worship any men. I don't worship anything, anybody, any person, I don't worship. Nothing is that important. Nothing can make me that blind that I worship everything that is about them. No. No matter how perfect someone seems, they're not perfect. They're human. I'm gonna get annoyed if I continue talking to y'all. We should end the podcast here. I'm gonna start cursing even more. Do you guys have anything else to say before we end it?
Missouri sucks.
That is a true statement. I'm sorry you live in misery. And also Missouri.
Yeah, it's a horrible fucking place.
Like, life isn't as hard as people make it out to be in a lot of ways. Yeah, life used to be real simple. You used to wake up, go hunt some shit, tend to your family, maybe work the fields, cook some food, make some more kids, and go to sleep. Our brains were not designed for all this crazy bullshit we're doing.
Our brains.
That's why it's overwhelming, bro.
Literally evolved to run away from creatures on the African plains and in the woodlands. We were not
Look
made
at us now.
to live in in apartment complexes. We adapt very well. We're a very adaptable species, but we didn't evolve to do this. We didn't evolve to drive around in cars all the time. We evolved to walk and run. We literally evolved to walk, by the way. Like, we walk everywhere. That's 2 legs. That's why we do this. That
No matter
2-leg
how
thing,
inefficient it
we're
is,
really
it's-
fucking good at
it's-
it. And it's actually way more efficient than if we would go down on, like, forest. That would be ridiculous for us. It would be ridiculous. We haven't been on all fours maybe for 12,000 or so, 12 million or so years. We don't even think our common ancestor with like gorillas and chimpanzees, we don't even know right now if they knuckle walked. We think right now, at least with chimpanzees and bonobos, we think that our common ancestor walked upright in the trees. And that their knuckle walking is a adaptation that they developed after that. Crazy how that works, huh? How even evolution is like, we might have got that part wrong, where we didn't start walking from a on the ground ape. We were walking for a long time before. Crazy how that works.
Yes, it's almost like being able to admit that your methodology and like what you think about the world is wrong is a good thing, because that allows for the invitation of new evidence that can further the stream of thought and
Man.
advance society.
I
and the
think being
human
wrong
mind.
sometimes is really cool. Like, because you get to learn new shit when you're wrong. It's just sad. Makes me really sad. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Transcendence podcast. For to Cisne, Light, and Mills, my name is Suaveh. This has been the Nothing News Network. I'll be back in a few, I think. What are we playing today? What am I playing today? What are you playing today, Rogue?
I think she's still playing Oblivion.
That
She
makes
might be
sense.
folding towels right now.
That would make sense. We'll see. We'll see if
Back
we start
to the
an
dice
RFK.
rally.
We'll see if we
I mean,
start
I'm
an
down for
RFK,
more,
or if I play some Skyrim or something. I still need to finish
we'll
my.
see. Always down for BG3, you know me.
Yeah. But I will be back, chat, after about a 10 or so minute break. Go ahead and listen to the long intro.
Mr. President, after 3.5 years, you regretted all the lying you've done to the American people. On
All the what?
everything. All the lying, all the dishonesties.
That who has done?
You have done. Tens of
Yeah,
thousands.
go ahead, please. Please.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a